Welcome. What's up and about, ladies? Ooh, I got something.
Dancing.
So I saw this very
interesting.
Don't spoil it yet. I was going to go in somewhere. So I saw this very interesting dance between Kunle Afolayan and this beautiful young lady, very young lady.
Oh, God.
I would have thought that, wow, this is perhaps a fan or somebody who was so excited to see him. There was the excitement in the lady's face and expressions that shows that she really likes this person, perhaps maybe even loved this person. The dance went on. And it hit social media, and everybody was really concerned after they found out that this lady who was dancing with Kunle Afolayan was actually his daughter. Now, a dance with a daughter, being a father to a daughter myself, is everything a father wants, to be able to have such a relationship with your daughter. However, this dance was, what many say, rather untoward. Let's put it that way, because it was a bit too close, as they say, and quite uncomfortable to see. Even personally, I'm going to say that.
So I feel like I was actually really not uncomfortable to see it until I heard that it was the daughter. But
exactly.
Now, okay, so first of all, is it actually confirmed it's his daughter? I have to ask that.
Yes, it's his daughter.
It is confirmed. Okay.
Barring
it's
any lawsuits that might come if it's not his daughter.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much if it isn't. In my opinion, I wouldn't condone this, in my home, this kind of dance. But it feels like something that they've probably done regularly. It feels like something that's natural to them. They are dancing and they're having a good time. Now, this is not to say that, there's anything untoward about the relationship outside this dance we're seeing on this video. But there is a way social media tends to push things in a particular place.
I see what you're doing.
An uncomfortable place.
I see what you're doing.
So I'm just saying, I would love to hear from. I would love to hear from him.
You saw the video. What did you think? What did you think?
I would love to hear from him.
I would love to hear from him.
I'm sure he's going to come out with a statement or something.
Yeah, he should.
I'm sure
He probably will.
Because that's a bit damning.
I assumed that it was a girlfriend or a fan.
It has to.
Or something like that. I assumed that.
Winfrey, what do you think? Do you dance with my father tonight? Do you remember that song? Do you remember that song? Who was it by? Luther Vandross. Oh,
I love that song, by the way.
Very beautiful.
But what did you think?
See.
Okay.
I don't know how to enter this conversation.
Yeah.
Because, very honest, I think a lot of things are distorted in this life in this world that we're living in. I understand the craziness that's happening. I understand. There's several perversions. There are several crazy things happening in the world. However, right, if we actually looked at the facts of it, you rather see a young woman grind up on a total stranger. Yesterday we were talking about, let me land.
Okay.
Yesterday we were talking literally about Omale and how we picked someone's girlfriend from the stage and they were doing all that. But it was fine because, but now you see a father and daughter dancing and because, okay, she was bending over and all of that. I understand where everyone's coming from. But to be very honest, this is flesh and blood. I'm not saying people are not crazy, people don't think different things, but the way, I don't see that. I feel what sexualizes it is when you think about it that way.
Society.
Because for instance, now, if I see social media, even personal things, right? Do you understand? If I literally think, just like me having a puppy and the puppy jumps on me and is licking all over me, would I sexualize a dog? Some people will though.
Yeah.
Seriously, because those kind of things happen.
So
but honestly, I just feel like this is something that is, world apart. This is something that is adorable. This closeness, I would like to see closeness in families, daughters, father. Do you understand? I would like to have a home personally where everyone is close-knit, right? But the world and society we're living in now, because of how crazy it is, everything sexualizes everything and makes everyone also guarded. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, so I love where you're coming from. Yeah. And as a father who's got a daughter, I'm also very concerned. I keep asking this question. I asked my wife, I asked you this morning, when do I note that socially I have to
Stop
certain
dancing
boundaries
with your daughter.
when it comes to
Or stop bathing
physical
your
relationships
daughter.
with my daughter?
Yeah.
Right now, she's a kid. She's all over me and everything.
Yeah.
is there a time that that has to stop? Society will say yes. 8 years ago, there was a picture, I think it was Flavor Nabania and his daughter, where he kissed his daughter on the lip. And it went viral. Everybody was like, you can't kiss your daughter on the lip. However, I remember that time I was on radio and I said one thing. This was a moment captured in eternity.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been a kiss that lasted for longer than a second. It might have been just a peck, but it was captured. And it being framed and put still in that position for eternity made it so, made it seem like as if, oh no, that's wrong. Yeah. But regarding that, I was all for it. I'm like, hey, listen, it's a father and a daughter. Of course I'd kiss my daughter up until a time, you know, that kind of thing. However, there is a point to note that there has to be a point where you have to put some gap or limit to that kind of expression. Now, in this case, and just like Winfrey said, I love the fact that a father can be that close to a daughter.
Yes,
I love the fact that they can continue.
Mind
let me finish. Let me
he was bending over.
Let me finish. Exactly. Yeah. Now, he was wearing a huge attire, a regalia, which we don't, I mean, you can't say for sure what it was like, what the point of contact.
We can say, I can say, because I mean, normally when you see those kind of dances with like random people, the guys are usually tilted forward, not backward.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I'm like,
now we're looking at the anatomy of this dance. Actually,
okay, can we take it away from the anatomy?
Oh, no, I'm not. No, we have to. We have to, and there's nothing wrong with that, Titi. Okay. Listen, now, I adored that moment between the two of them, quite frankly, that they have that kind of relationship, and I hope that when my daughter is older, that we can have that kind of relationship. However, knowing society, knowing that there's social media and cameras all over the place, there are certain things I would not do because I do not want it to be misconstrued, misunderstood, or taken out of context.
I will never leave my life.
I would not put myself in that position in public. And I would also perhaps maybe make my daughter understand the implications of these kinds of expressions, whether with me or with another gentleman.
That is where I'm going now. So automatically, it has become okay for her to dance in a particular way, right? With any gentleman. No,
it does. Nope, absolutely
it
not.
Automatically makes it
not.
Okay.
You will not tell me because you boss your father, your husband, but it's your son and your daughter means it's automatic for any other person, any male gender to bait her. You can say that now. No.
Automatically,
boundaries can be clearly stated by parents.
Okay.
No.
Whatever is safe. Really, whatever I can do with my this is
you have no idea the conversations that go.
So this is okay to dance with.
That is your dad. Come on.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's pretty general.
So obviously, culture and society have sort of divided everyone on this. For instance, there are some families where even a hug, even a handshake is hard to come by.
Yeah, also culture. Right? Culture also has a point.
You get my point. Yeah. I can't even remember, this is me personally, I can't remember how many times I've hugged my dad. And we are a small-knit family. We're just a family of 4. My mom, my dad, my brother, myself. And I can probably count on one hand how many times I know I've given him an actual full hug. So it does sort of lean towards a cultural mindset that, you know what, there are just some certain boundaries that Africans...
And are you okay with that? Are you fine with that?
So there were a lot of questions in the comments here.
Not about the comment. Are you okay with that?
So this is not even about me right now.
Okay, let me talk about
I already talked about
No, let me talk about me. Let me talk about me for a while.
I was watching
from
far. I would assume it was a stranger. I wouldn't.
True.
And that is where my focus is. Why would you be okay with a stranger dancing with a young woman in that way and not
She's not saying she's okay. She's saying that she's
I'm just saying, I'm generalizing now. I'm like, why would you, anyone that sees it? Do you understand? No, because she said, okay, fine, like she got a certain way when she realized and found out it was a daughter. And I'm like, why would a stranger have that access and a father can't?
Well, strangers would. And it would, honestly, quite frankly, not a stranger to her, but strangers to us and strangers to this situation. It's not her father, Sha.
Yeah.
You know, it would seem much more palatable.
Okay.
Let's put it in. However, there are also
already.
There are. Wait, hang on. This is it now. There are also other arguments where I'm not with this anyway, but a man as old as Kunle Afolayan, should he be found dancing that kind of a dance? A married man as old as Kunle Afolayan.
It's a random girl.
Even if this girl was a random person,
A stranger.
would it still be okay to see him in
Of
public
course, it's
dancing
not.
that way?
But my point is that the public will accept it better.
They would accept it
They
better,
will
yeah?
accept it better. So that is my point.
Wow.
That is literally my point.
This is kaleidoscope of
So
opinion.
I actually
you know,
assumed that
it's-
was why it was trending. That he was seen with
There's so many
No,
ways
it
to
will
look
never.
at this,
It will
actually.
never trend.
But I think the main thing here is boundaries. One, when it comes to father-daughter relationships.
Yeah.
I am not all with
I
the
think we should
interactions
preach
that happen inside of that
love,
moment.
genuine love.
However, I do appreciate the fact that they have a very solid relationship.
Yeah,
I will not trample on that.
Sure.
But these expressions may not be the best for social media.
Public consumption.
Public consumption,
Yeah.
public display
Yeah.
of that kind of affection.
And this is-
whatever
I
you
think
wanna
we should
call it.
also consider the fact that if there was anything more to it, he probably wouldn't be that comfortable.
Yeah, he
doing
wouldn't be. Definitely not. Absolutely.
I think there's
That's one thing to
people need
also
to
do.
think about certain things from different
Nobody
angles.
actually said there was more. Well, from this.
Oh, really?
From
That's
this
what.
desk,
That's the. Oh,
no,
come
from this
on.
desk,
That's
it
the.
was about
That's
the
the.
appropriate or inappropriate nature of the dance.
You know
So
what
we
I
assessed
think?
here.
I
We
think we
didn't
should-
go beyond
I think-
the
I think-
dance.
I
on
think-
Somebody
this desk.
literally said that if they are discomfortable,
This is what we're
they're
gonna do.
used to doing
We're
it.
gonna set ring light like Daddy Freeze. I'm gonna talk about this
Wow.
on our page, Wake Up Nigeria. So you guys, this is what we're gonna talk about today. Join us then. You can call it Wake Up Nigeria Extra if you want.